I bought a boat. I've been seeing this turbo diesel jet John boat on Marketplace for months and months. I don't know, it could be close to a year. But he had it on there for 4,800 and just recently dropped it down, or I seen it back on there for 2,500. And Myers offered him 1,500, so I had to come up here and get it. It was only an hour and 20 drive. Unfortunately, the guy I got it from was in a business meeting, so I couldn't get any information from him, and it's not finished. So kind of gonna have to just figure it out for myself, like what all needs to be done. Here it is. It's a 15.5 foot Alumacraft. It's pretty deep, pretty wide. I think it's a 48 or something like that at the bottom. Little Yanmar 2-cylinder. Wish it was a 3-cylinder. It's a well, I guess there's the model number TK270 VFM. Apparently it's been on the river before and it went 34 miles an hour. It obviously needs steering, throttle, seat hooked up. He said he had everything for the steering, but I don't know what I'm looking at, the few pieces that are in this boat. And unfortunately I couldn't even talk to the actual guy who did all the work or had all the work done or whatever, because he was in a meeting and his brother had sold it to me. But clean title, 1,500 bucks. I guess I can't really go wrong with that, I reckon. 1448. The trailer seems to be in decent shape. It looks like a smaller, like jet ski trailer almost, but it's got this big weight up front. Only thing I really checked on it is that the engine turns over, but obviously it doesn't have a battery in it, so I couldn't even like negotiate, because I was hoping I'll get here, because in the pictures I had a battery, and I was hoping I could at least hear it run. This is kind of concerning that the exhaust has been sticking up and it's been raining. But like I said, the guy was in a meeting and his brother didn't know anything about it, so I didn't have any negotiating power. I guess it's gonna be a learning experience. If this thing does actually go anywhere near 34 miles an hour, this is gonna be, I would argue, the top thing you'd want for the river. Perfect size. Does it have a bilge pump? It looks like it does. Oh, it's just got the hose for it. That's nice. This has been professionally TIG welded, so he says, and so it looks like. Here's the grate. Not sure what kind of jet this is. I can see it's, oh great. Not sure about that, being that I guess no reverse. It's nice. I mean, how cool would it be to have a turbo diesel jet John boat? I'm at Roll King, and I'm gonna get a battery. Well, ran into Roll King, got this battery, 100 bucks. Got these lights to come on, but nothing at the key or anything, and no fans or nothing that I could tell turned on. I didn't hear the fuel pump. Another thing I noticed is the grate for the jet, so I'm gonna have to somehow get that in there. I don't know, this is kind of concerning me that it's missing. It's only got one bolt on this, and that's supposed to be a gasket, so I don't know. I guess get it home. Do you ever forget you're pulling a trailer and think that somebody's following you really close and then remember it's your trailer? Yeah, me neither. All right, so put the new battery in. Turns out the key switch was just corroded. I took it apart, cleaned it, now it turns over. I talked to the guy. This is off because he was putting this reverse bucket on, so it's gonna have reverse. Here's the reverse cable, and he never got around to doing that, so that's cool. But I guess I'm gonna go ahead and see if it runs. I already bumped it over and it was getting smoking pretty good out of that thing, so I'm guessing it's getting fuel. Almost. It seems to only want to run with the key open. Wonder why that is. doesn't want to run without the key on. All right, let me mess with that. Seems to run pretty good. It's bubbling out of here, and this is your charge pipe, I guess you'd call it. So it's leaking boost pretty good out of that. Plus this doesn't even have a clamp on that.
What you got going on?
Well, the last clip of this thing, it needed a seat, steering, a whole bunch of stuff. So, you know, we went online and looked up what's the best boat seat, and we figured out it was 2x6s. 2x6s. We couldn't afford the 2x4s. So this is what we made. Show them how sturdy that thing is.
Oh, it's good.
It's got steering side to side, so you can lean with the boat.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And then the boost leak issue.
We're fixing that right now.
Yeah. Gasket maker, you know how it is. This is gonna be our throttle cable right here. Piece off the old cooler line. Go through right here. Slick on back into here. Gonna steer like that. It's gonna be steering right here. We'll have a throttle right here. That's all you need. Over here investigating, found this. I mean, I think so. It's kind of a small one though. I might have a better one than that.
Yeah.
I think we need one that's like, you know, you gotta reach up here.
Yeah. To handle all that power.
Full throttle. I mean, the problem we're running into is we don't have long enough cables. I mean, if you had one that was like 10 foot or something, well, this one's 5.5, 5. So, you know, we need 8, but so this, it goes like this. Show me throttle. If it was the other way around where you pulled that way, we'd probably have enough with just this cable, but it pulls that way. So we're gonna have to loop this way to pull it. This is not permanent at all. Well, honestly, it's probably gonna end up being permanent. This is the most hacked up shit with pretty much everything I have. You know how it is. Yeah, definitely turn the RPMs up a little on that. It's gonna need this wear ring, isn't it?
Yeah. Bad. That thing's done for.
I mean, maybe we can find somewhere that has one tomorrow. It's probably off some wave runner or some shit.
Yeah. That's nice.
I mean, there's not even a wear ring.
No.
Well, we figured that out. I guess if I gotta order that, then I might as well go ahead and order throttle cable and all the longer cables. Made steering, got throttle. It doesn't go wide open, but it's enough for testing. And should work pretty good. I just got this bolted to a piece of bar, and then this is the original cable. Got this bar self-tapered in there, and just this pipe clamped. It's not anything permanent, but it should work for now. I've got the new wear ring in it, and new bolts on all this. It's all bolted down, ready to go. So I reckon I'm gonna go take it out before it gets dark tonight. It's about 5 o'clock, so I need to get a move on. Put some bracing on this and strapped it so it won't move. I'm all by myself, so it's gonna be kind of hard to do, and I don't have much time before it gets dark. As I'm pulling into the boat ramp, I remembered I don't have a rope on the boat, so that kind of sucks. Hopefully I got a strap or something long enough. I have no idea if this thing's gonna float. I don't see any major gashes or holes or anything. Damn, big ass hole. Well, I guess I'm not taking this thing out today. It's coming out of the coupling for the drive shaft. At least I know something now. Yeah, water is coming in from this coupling right here, this rubber boot. I'm guessing it's just supposed to be slid up over on this. This thing's stiff as shit, so I'm just gonna have to take it back and fix that at the shop. So here's the problem I'm running into. Obviously this boot goes over this part where it's been welded on. And then, best I can see, this right here spins separate from the shaft, and this is supposed to mount to that. But that little metal piece that I'm talking about that spins, it's got a lot of tension on the shaft. Like, I don't know if a clamp and a piece of rubber would be able to hold that from spinning. Plus, this can't like slide over. It's like, this is like a collar. It's like a rubber collar. You can see that. It's not like this kind of boot. So I don't really know what I'm supposed to do with that. I guess I'm gonna try to mount it to that silver or chrome piece, whatever, and see if it'll hold. So basically on that shaft, it has one of these, and those grooves in there have O-rings, so that shouldn't leak, but there's no way that'll hold up to spinning. I mean, O-rings aren't made to be a bearing per se, and they're spinning with the shaft. I just don't think that's gonna hold up, but it should last for today for me to test it out. Then I just used the boot it already had. I had to lift the engine up so I can get the shaft out underneath the engine. The chain was real loose, so I put washers under each one of these engine mounts, and now it's pretty tight. If this looks familiar to anybody, this chain and gears, drop a comment. It's pretty cool that they use that. I don't have much faith in that. I mean, I think it's gonna not leak, but I don't think it's gonna last. So I'll try it out. Plus, I looked up on the internet, you have to have no air, or it has to be airtight, because it'll cavitate if not. So if anybody has a good idea for that, because I don't really know what to do other than like a seal against a bearing, but there's not a really good way to do that. But let me know if you have ever done something like that before. Got it all buttoned up as much as I know, so I reckon it's time to take it out and see. I put a rope on it so I didn't forget this time. Got my green pants on. Well, they're kind of green. That way if the game warden sees me, he'll be like, oh, that's just so-and-so from the station. I know him. But either way, I mean, this thing's 100% legal. It's all registered. And so I did run this thing out of gas, or out of diesel, so I hope I can just put fuel in it and it'll fire back up. But I brought a couple tools so I can bleed the injectors and shit if I have to. It's kind of cold out today, so hopefully a bunch of people won't be there in the way. Got some fuel in there. Come on, to bleed the injectors. Didn't want to fire up right then after that one hit. All right, make sure it fires back up. Good to go. It sounds a lot better with that chain and shit tightened up. And just revving it, I didn't see that boot move, so we might be good there. Well, nobody here, that's good. So far. Well, she's in. I don't see any major leaks. yacht club. The little jet ski trailer. Thing kind of floats pretty good with them big ass tires. Well, I reckon here goes. I'm gonna fire it up. It's still attached to the dock first, just in case. No big leaks that I can see so far. Scared it's gonna not rev down low enough because it just turning over with the electric start. It's kind of pushing a lot of water. So bogged down, it's not even, this is doing nothing and it's turning the throttle on. Huh, that ain't good. I'm kind of worried if I really want to untie and try to crank up. I guess I'm just gonna have to do it. Hopefully nobody comes by and steals this thing. Well, I'm on untie. This is a bad idea. Unfortunately, I don't know what happened to all the footage, but it pretty much just idles and bogs down. It won't ever rev out. The only thing I can think of is the gearing. But if this guy was actually being on, I'm starting to highly doubt that he's ever took this thing out, because there's quite a few things that are just like, I don't know how you did that, Hoss, because it had a bad wear ring, and I'm wondering if it let enough water and shit past it to not, I don't know how that would really work, but since it wasn't sealing and now it is, it wasn't pushing as much and it would actually move. I mean, if that's idle, this thing's set up for jet ski speeds. That's no good. Not much I really can do. I don't really know what gearing exactly to put, and it's not actual gears, it's a timing chain set off a small block Chevy. So dude, this thing is dumping fucking coal, making turbo noises. Pretty cool if it would just go. Kind of sucks because one of the reasons I bought this thing is because it was water tested and ready to go, other than like the small stuff it needs, which I already knew, like the seat, steering, blah blah, hooked up. But I was hoping all that was figured out, but of course, no. All right, I'm gonna see if it'll rev out. Well, I reckon I'm gonna back it in the water a little bit. I'm gonna strap it so it can't go forwards and run into the back of my truck. Not sure if this is enough in the water yet or not. Bogging down again. Does sound kind of cool like that. There for a second, it'll running good, and then it sucks the water and it bogs it down. All right, well, I'm gonna have to do some gearing work. It kind of sucks. Well, I reckon I'm just gonna end the video here because I'm not gonna be able to finish this anytime soon. Look, it's got 3 holes mounting that and a smaller shaft, and then it just goes down to the drive shaft. It would have been nice if it was just like go-kart sprockets, but pretty successful. It's not, the boat doesn't leak really at all. Drive shaft seal, coupler, whatever, didn't rip or didn't leak at all, so that's pretty good. So if this guy was telling the truth about him taking it out before, I would imagine that the only reason it would have went is because the wear ring was bad, like really bad. And I guess that was kind of like slipping the clutches a little bit. In my head, that's what I would consider it. but it really was just not pushing as much water. So, I mean, maybe he's telling the truth, maybe not, oh well. Still is a pretty good buy in my opinion. I like it. It's one of a kind, that's for sure. And it'll get a lot of attention whenever I get it all figured out. Plus, it should be able to go pretty much anywhere. So overall, I'm pretty stoked with it. I mean, 1,500 bucks, can't really go wrong. If y'all enjoyed this, stay tuned to see it actually go and rip across rocks and shit. And leave a comment if you got any ideas of what I should do for that seal. I still don't trust that, or what I should do for gearing.